Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I'm going to give you my top 15 Hugo Boss fragrances for 2023. Last one that I did like this was back in 2021 and it was a top 10. Well, I added extra fragrances to my collection when it comes to the brand, so why not give you guys a top 15? I'm going to try and keep this video a little bit short because, I'm not looking forward to the editing. But if you want more detailed reviews of these fragrances, they will all be down in the description box below as well. And with my list, they're not in any numerical order, but the last 5 will be. But first one, or number 15, is going to be Hugo Boss Hugo Reverse, launched in 2019. This is just a very fresh, clean scent. So it's got like different citruses. It's got vetiver, but it also has rosemary. I feel like there's a lavender note to it because it's just really, really fresh and inoffensive. Like in the air, but also on my skin, I get that lavender component. So if you're looking for something that's fresh, clean, and mass appealing, like a lot of these fragrances in this list are, there's gonna be a few more challenging scents that might be a little bit more deeper and darker, but this is just clean, fresh, and like easy to wear. For some people, this might be a little bit boring, but for me, I really like it. So if you're looking for something super fresh, this is something that you might really enjoy. It's casual, but you could wear it to work. Longevity for the spring and summertime is going to range anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. Fragrance number 14, I personally find that this is a great scent, and that's going to be Hugo Boss Hugo Sport. And this was launched in 2012, and back then, the sports fragrances was all the thing. When I came into this community, just watching for for 2 years, I came in like late 2010 all the way to 2012. This genre, I should say, not the scent, was like the talk, because you had like Gucci Sport, you have Chrome Sport, you have all kinds of sports. This one just never caught on. I don't know why, because I do think that it's a solid scent. Now with this one here, you are going to get aldehydes. It's very aldehydic, it's also very airy or just like very aromatic. There is grapefruit, there's cardamom to warm it up just a little bit, there's lavender and the base, or that backbone as well, I should say, because if it wasn't for the vetiver, this would not last more than like an hour and a half. Performance on this is not great. It's going to be about 3 to 4 hours, but if you're looking for something that's casual and just like easy to wear, something that's great for the summertime, just like the Hugo Reverse, this might be something that you might like. Again, perfect for the spring and summertime. When it's hot, really hot, this will do very well as well. Next one is going to be Hugo Boss Hugo Iced, launched in 2017. Now, the bottle itself originally was in this shape here, like a little flask, but they just rebranded. Now, I'm sure it's been reformulated because of like the whole new packaging. But if you're looking for something that's citrusy but also very minty green, this is something that you're really gonna enjoy, because the mint in this is just, it's really herbal. It's very fresh. It just adds that pep to your step. Perfect for the spring and summertime. But there's also tea as well to add a little bit of extra greenery to it. The juniper berries, but also there's going to be some bitter orange. But for me, what it pretty much is, it's just mint, some juniper berries with a little bit of citruses. That's pretty much it. It's just great casually, but you can wear it to work just because it's so inoffensive, like a lot of these fragrances are. I might be repeating myself a number of times just to let you know. But just great for the spring, summertime, longevity. 4 to 5 hours. Next one is going to be Hugo Boss Bottled Oud, launched in 2015. If you have smelled the original Boss Bottled, this is quite similar, but the only difference is that it has oud, but also cloves and saffron. You are going to get that typical cinnamon and that apple, but there's also some sandalwood. So like the typical Boss Bottle DNA, I believe, is like it's plum, which is not in here, but apple, cinnamon, vanilla, which is not in here from what I know, but also sandalwood. It's just Hugo Boss Bottled with some oud, saffron, and some cloves. I personally find it's great. It's a little bit more challenging than the first 3 that I gave you, and it's more of an autumn and winter fragrance. If you're looking for something that's oud, if you're looking to get into oud, but that's like not like offensive and not challenging, this might be something that you might want to look into, because it is a very mass appealing oud. And this fragrance here is a little bit more polished, a little bit more grown, I should say. So it's a great suit and tie fragrance, a great office fragrance, a night out, but not like club. But if you're going on a nice date, whether it's casual, a little bit more formal, I think that this would be a great option. Longevity, 6 to 7 hours. Next one is going to be a little bit older as it came out in 2009, but that's going to be Hugo Boss Element. Now, I had to repurchase this bottle because the one that I had was gifted to me by someone that I just kind of cut ties with because she went radical vegan. There's nothing wrong with being a vegan, but if you get radicalized, and then there's a good chance that I want nothing to do with you. So, whether it's like veganism, religiousness, or politics, no. Don't think so. This is a great spring, but more summer scent than anything. It's super airy. Like, I mean, like, there's a ton of aldehydes. So if you don't like aldehydes compared to this one here, they're both very aldehydic. This one is just more aldehydic, and it's very airy. There is musk, there is watery notes, there is woods, but there's also coriander. So for me, this is like a citrus aquatic with aldehydes, a ton of aldehydes, but also that coriander to kind of like warm it up a little bit. Very casual, it's great just every day, you know, if you're lying on the beach, you know, if you're at a pool party, you know, you can wear it to school, just casual. But if you want to wear it to work, it's good enough for the office. The performance is not though. This is like 3-4 hours tops. And because of the aldehydes, I think that they were going for like an oxygen tank sort of feel, because this is just, again, a very airy type of fragrance. Next one is going to be the oldest in this list so far, all right? And that's going to be Hugo Boss Pure. This is a great spring, but more summer scent than anything. This has lily, it's got hindsight, it's got citruses, fig, I think it's also got masoy, which is like a type of wood. But what this pretty much is, it's just like a citrusy, white, clean, soapy type of scent with florals. That's what it is. So if you're looking for something that's super like soapy and clean with florals, this is something that you might like. This is also advertised as for the men. This, in my opinion, is easily a unisex fragrance, okay? Just perfect for the high heat. Longevity, not great. It's about 3 to 5 hours, really 3 to 4, but you know what? Just reapply as the day goes by. Next fragrance, gotta correct myself. This one is the oldest in this list so far. 2006, and that's gonna be Selection. This is like a musky, spicy type of scent that has like some citruses and woods. So the woods are gonna be like cedar and vetiver. The spices are gonna be like star anise by pink pepper. The citruses, of course, and the musk. So musky, spicy, a little aromatic with some citruses and woods. This, in my opinion, is a little bit more of a mature fragrance. Someone who's 30 and up. The other ones, for the most part, you know, minus this one here, they were all ageless. This one here, I'm thinking 30 and up as well, along with this one here. So just masculine, mature, a little classy, a little bit bad boy as well, and it's perfect for the spring, like early spring when it's transitioning from winter to spring. So when it's still a little bit cool, but it's also a great autumn fragrance. Now, if it's like a November autumn, let's say here up here in Canada, you know, early November, sure, but not when it gets too cold. When it's like 8 to 12 degrees Celsius, so I'm thinking late 40s to mid 50s Fahrenheit, great scent for that, all right? So office, black tie, versatile. Longevity, 6 to 7 hours. Next one is going to be Hugo Boss Bottled Night. Now this came out in 2010. This does have a little bit more going on. It's a little bit more of a gentleman's fragrance, and it's definitely a little bit more mature. So I'm thinking that someone who is 30 and up would appreciate this one a little bit more. If you don't like violet, this is one that you might not like because it is really heavy in violet. It's a little bit powdery. Well, I shouldn't say a little. It's actually fairly powdery, but also quite musky. It is fresh with the lavender. You're gonna get birch and other woods, and just the smell itself. And even though that I did state it's a little bit more mature, it has a little bit of a classical vintage vibe. I think that this also gets comparisons to, oh my lord, Captain Ray hair. So. But for me, I really do enjoy this one. It's perfect for the nighttime, but also it's great for the daytime, okay? And this does come across as a little bit more formal, a little bit more elegant, and definitely classy. Longevity, 6 to 8 hours. Almost forgot to state, this is perfect for the early spring, but also autumn. Next one, this, if I didn't add many new fragrances to my collection when it came to this brand, this is easily top 5. Boss Bottled Intense. This is the Eau de Parfum concentration, I believe. This is so similar to the original. It's just more deeper, more denser, but it's very much like the original. This came out in 2015 as well, and unfortunately it's been discontinued. So you are gonna get the apple, there's vanilla, the sandalwood, cinnamon, but what's gonna make this a little bit different is gonna be the cloves, but as well the orange blossom. It's not heavy in orange blossom, but it is there. So, you know, this got so much hype back in the day. Made everybody's list, and I totally get it. You know, great scent, longevity, better than the original. This is actually like 9-10 hours, perfect for the fall, winter time, but also springtime. Next one, this is a hard one as well. If I didn't add a lot of fragrances, this is easy top 5, like just easily in the top 5. 2020 release, and that's going to be Hugo Boss Hugo Now. This is just incredibly fresh. It's got lemon zest, it's got aquatics, it's also got ice as in ice cube, not the wrapper, but ice cube from the freezer, lavender, cardamom, and so on. This is what you want to wear in the summertime. If I could give you only one fragrance for the summertime, this would be it. This is very much like when you're opening up the fridge or freezer on a very hot day. You get that cold blast of air against your skin. That is what this is. It really truly is. It's such a refreshing, invigorating, uplifting scent. It's casual than anything. Performance, that's the issue. You're gonna get about 3 to 4 hours out. But if you smell this one now, you're gonna agree with me with everything that I'm saying. Just reapply as the day goes by. Now we're getting into the top 5. The official top 5 that's in order. Number 5, Wool Musk. 2011 release, and this is from their luxury line. So their luxury line at one time was going for like 200 bucks. You can get this online and it comes and goes. You're gonna have to look for it. For about $80 to $100 Canadian. This is musk, it's cinnamon, but it's also sandalwood. It's a simple scent. Every fragrance from this lineup, and I believe that there's 4 of them, they also have an updated line that I'm dying to try, but it's like super hard to come by. Here in North America it is, but I'm not sure, like I'm sure it's more easily available in Europe. They all have 3 notes. Every single one of these releases, whether it's like the cotton verbena, the silk and jasmine, it's a very simple note breakdown. But it's musky, it's woody, and it's also spicy. This is also marketed towards the women out there. I find it's more masculine, more gently type of masculine, right? This is not really bad boy because it has a bit of a powdery undertone. It's not overly powdery, but it is there. Now muskiness, spicy, and woody most certainly can be like classed as bad boy. But because of like the powdery undertone, it just gives it more of a gentleman sort of feel, all right? This is more mature than anything. 30 and up, classy, a little old school. This, when I first smelled this back in the day, back in 2013, 2014, I was not really feeling it, but I ended up getting another decant. I'm like, I gotta get me a bottle. And I got it for a great price tag. Longevity, 6 to 7 hours. This is also great for the early springtime, but also fall. Number 4, a lot of people are gonna agree with me on this one. The scent Private Accord. This has cacao, it's got maninka, ginger. It is fruity, vanilla, ginger. You're gonna get that cacao for sure. A little bit of a roasted black coffee along with the woods. This is both classy, but sexy. This is a great night out scent. More date than anything, not so much a club, but if you're wearing this on a date, fall, autumn, whatever you call it, but winter, the lady is going to love this on you. You just have to be mindful of your applications because this can be really powerful. It really does project, and it can come across as a little strong. But you know, it's classy once again, but playful and sexy. You could wear this on a night out, something like this, maybe something a little bit more stylish, all the way to a suit and tie. All right, so longevity, great, 8 to 10 hours. Number 3, I am struggling to get through this video. We're actually at the 29 mark right now, so editing is gonna be a bitch. But number 3, I am surprised that I love this one this much. Got it early this year in 2023, but that's gonna be Boss Bottled Saffron and Oud, or Oud and Saffron. I always get the name mixed up. It's Oud Saffron. This is nothing different than the other fragrances that have a lot of oud. This does have oud. It's got the rose, which is typical. But what adds something a little bit different is going to be that saffron. Saffron has been added to other oud rosy fragrances, but in this one here, it's just different. I don't know what it is, you know, or why that is, but it's just it's so classy but mysterious. You're gonna get that labdanum that adds a bit of a resinous or ambery touch to it. This is a very gentlemanly fragrance. This itself is different than this oud fragrance here. I do have oud aromatic thanks to Dimitri. Dimitri ended up forgetting his bottle. He got a new one. He got a fresh new one. But Dimitri, I will be checking out that aromatic one because I did not like that one. But I'm gonna have to revisit it because I just might love it. All right. But this, classy, mature, masculine, but gentleman, all right? So you have to be a gentleman in order to pull this one off. If you're looking for something that's deeper and darker, that's different from the brand, this is one that you might like, all right? And longevity, 8 to 10 hours. Fall, autumn, winter. Number 2, Velvet Amber from the collection line. This stuff is definitely a unisex fragrance. Not all men are gonna like wearing this, but they might like it on their partner. This is amber, vanilla, and resins. Very ambery, very sweet vanilla, and definitely resinous. There is a little bit of a powdery undertone as well. So if you are a modern day gentleman, not a bad boy, but a gentleman, this is something that I think that you might like. This is a classy sort of sweetness, if that makes any sense whatsoever. This is more of an adult sort of sweetness. This is like an adult sort of playfulness. It's for the grown and sexy. Someone who's classy, but at the same time knows how to let loose and have fun. This is a great night out scent for the fall and winter time, and performance is beastly. This is like 9-10 plus hours. And applications, you gotta be careful because the sweetness itself might be a little bit too much. So like I would go no more than 3 sprays. And last but not least, we have come to the final one. Boss Bottled, the original, 1998 release. A lot of people are probably gonna say, why would you want this one here? Because this reminds me of a simpler time. I'm a Gen Xer, born in 77. Every generation has their decade, you know, whether it's like the 2000s, the 2020s. For us Gen Xers was the 90s. You know, you had Saved by the Bell, you had Saturday morning cartoons, you had like hip hop was like the golden age of hip hop, the Bulls, the Chicago Bulls run, like the dynasty, you know. This just reminds me of the 90s. It was so new back then, you know, but now it's a modern day classic. It was modern back 25 years ago, but it's a modern day classic now. Fall, springtime, I do think that you can wear it in the wintertime, not when it's dead cold outside, not when it's like, you know, like a true Canadian winter, no. But versatile, dressing it like this all the way to a tuxedo, you're gonna get that cinnamon, the vanilla, the sandalwood, the plum, the apple. It's just a phenomenal fragrance, and for a lot of Gen Xers, once again, they're gonna love this one. A lot of the Gen Xers in this community, they're probably not gonna agree with me. They're gonna agree with me on the scent memories, but when it comes to their favorites from the brand, chances are that they would probably choose this one more so than this one here. I get it. This is still selling at Macy's, at the Hudson's Bay Company. At the Hudson's Bay Company, this is going for like, what, $100 to $120 Canadian. It's still available. You can get it for half the price tag online. Fragrance X, Fragrance Net, PerfumeOnline.ca, Fragrance by Max Aroma. There's so many great online gray market discounters that you can get this from. Performance is not as good, of course, as this one here. This is an EDP, this is an EDT, or the toilette. This ranges anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. Myself, I get 7 to 9. And guys, that's it. That is my top 15 Hugo Boss fragrances for 2023. we're at nearing the 38-minute mark. I am not looking forward to the editing. So guys, if you like this very video, please give me one of these. It does help with the channel, the algorithms, and everything. And if you want to see more detailed reviews on these fragrances, because again, I wanted to keep this video short, even though it's at 38, now 39, they will all be in the description box below. And if you want to see the 2021 video that I did of this brand, check out right here. And check out right here as well, as you might get a Valentino, you might get a Guess, a Kenneth Cole, Perry Ellis, whatever. Again, if you like this very video, please give me one of these. Thank you for your time, take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.